Welcome back to Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcome in a first-timer to the program. I actually sought out to have this gentleman on the program because I wanted to talk about his new book that he has out right now, the Dr. Martin Luther King Blvd. Road Street Mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the co-founder of She's Happy Hair, Mr. Marcus Bowers. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the program, man.
Woo! You know what I'm
Oh, yeah. Those are sound effects. Yeah, yeah.
Stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's normally how I go.
How's it going, bro?
Going pretty good, man. Going pretty good. I'm glad to be back in the city.
You know it. Last time I saw you, we were on a panel together at HCC.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, yeah, because I was with Warren at HCC.
Yeah, man.
We were at Westfield
yeah.
with Seven the Poet. He had his I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, it was the
there
men's
we
day
go.
we did.
Yeah, that was a good time. Your thoughts on that?
Man, I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
I think it's very necessary. Without those talks, a lot of those kids don't really see the other options that's out there. And I think the more people that go back and share those thoughts, the more success stories we will have. And that's why I wrote this book.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm an author now.
Hey, he is an author now. The book is available now.
Yeah.
As we have commemorated and remembered the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was shot and killed. He was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. And so here we are 50 years later, Marcus, and you got 50. This book, very timely.
Yeah, just 50.
And it's sad to say that people are still on the grounds protesting, fighting for the very same thing Dr. King was doing 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
What does that say about where we are?
I think it just says a lot about, the work that still needs to be done. He did a lot of work, but he's just one person. I think, everybody else, we can't just continue to, look for leaders. We got to be the leader. So, again, that's where the book comes in. I feel like we go around, we talk to the kids, we inspire them, we give them direction. And at least for myself, I'm always showing up to these auditoriums and these classrooms empty-handed. And so now I get to share the knowledge and give the knowledge and get them something to take home with. Indeed. So the book is on Amazon, but I plan on, getting these books in high school students' palms.
Like that.
So it's not just about going online.com and swiping the card. I'm going to make sure these kids that need it get it because it's necessary.
Yeah, that way. The Martin Luther King Blvd. Road Street Mindset. Brilliant title, because if you haven't noticed, if you travel and you've been to different cities across the United States, every city has a Martin Luther King Boulevard, road, or street. 9 times out of 10, it is in a black or poor neighborhood.
Urban. Just call it urban.
Okay.
Say urban.
Urban. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Politically correct. In an urban neighborhood. So how did you come up with this title?
Man, it's funny. So I grew up off Martin Luther King Boulevard here in Houston, Texas. So shout out to South Park. Okay. So growing up over there, I got a chance to survive that neighborhood, to survive that environment. So I know exactly what it takes to live and grow over there off of Martin Luther King Boulevard. When I became a business owner, I had the opportunity to fly from city to city, state to state. And, because I'm such a local, I wanted to see what the other Martin Luther Kings look like. So they didn't have a Martin Luther King Boulevard, but they had Martin Luther King streets or roads or avenues or lanes. And they was just exact same environments. And, so I wanted to highlight that and make sure people knew that these are systems that could possibly be set up, for us to fail, where we got some systems that are set up for us to elevate ourselves. And the book is pretty much about me telling the youth, letting the high schoolers know that's about to jump into the real world, know that you got a real decision to make, and the military should be one of them. That should be a real option.
I'm glad you went there, because I was just about to ask you to tell the listeners, tell us about who you are. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Marcus Bowers, who just wrote this incredible book on the Martin Luther King Boulevard Road Street Mindset. So tell us about yourself real quick, brother.
So I'm, of course, again, Marcus Bowers. I'm an entrepreneur, I do all type of stuff. I'm an engineer. I'm an electrician. I'm a Navy Spec War veteran. Of course, I'm an author now. I'm a philanthropist. I'm just trying to do my part for the community.
Renaissance man.
I'm trying to build a legacy here. You know, I care. You know, Dr. King was killed at just 39 years old.
39.
You know, I'm still young too, so I'm trying to, you know, create a legacy just in case I'm gone and I disappear. I want people to remember me and, you know, drive down my street as well.
Yeah. For sure. So with the book, what was the catalyst that wanted you to write the book?
So in our neighborhoods, we have some of the wrong examples showing the youth the incorrect ways to get money or to take that next level to success, especially right after high school. I feel like once you turn 18, the world stopped caring about you. And a lot of high schoolers don't realize that until the world slapping them in the face. Instead of you graduating high school and kind of jumping out into the real world, trying to get a job or going to a college that you're not prepared for, I think that, you know, when you're from those environments, those Martin Luther King environments, most of the time, that military stepping stone is the best option just because it gives you that foundation that you need for the rest of your life. And I'm willing to debate the world on it. You know, because I've studied it. I am an expert at it. I've lived it. I'm seeing the results of going versus not going, you know, versus staying off the K, you know, staying in the hood. You know, I feel like graduating high school and going to the Navy or the Air Force or the Marines or the Army sometimes is just a better option than just doing nothing. And so I just want to let my people know, like, you know, you got options out here and they need to hear from people other than just the recruiters, people in uniform. They need to hear from successful veterans that are successfully living in life, that are making a way, making a living, you know, that are providing for their family. I think that the rhetoric in our neighborhoods is so wrong that we need to change it. Right now, you see a lot of veterans on the side of the road holding "We'll work for food" signs. So that's because we see that so often, we forget about all the success stories. And so we don't have those successful veterans going back to the neighborhood, sharing and talking to these kids and let them know, hey man, as soon as you graduate from high school, you can go to boot camp and be making more money than everybody in your house if you come from where I come from. And so those are people I'm talking to. That's who the book is for. The book is for people that are growing up like me, that grew up like me, that's looking for a way out. So that way they don't get stuck in a system or in an environment, you know, so that's what the book is.
So what is the MLK Boulevard Road Street mindset?
Okay, so Martin Luther King Boulevard, that's where I grew up. You know, that's South Park. That's right here in Houston, Texas. Martin Luther King Boulevard Road, because every city or state has a Martin Luther King roadway, just about every city or state, because up north they don't celebrate or they don't even acknowledge my man. He don't have the roadways, you know, the schools.
Where like New York,
Montana,
or like up in
Wyoming,
right,
you know,
those spots.
those.
Okay,
you know, so those places don't really celebrate my man, but. So the boulevard that's homegrown. That's me. The road is the world. The street is what we are, what we become when we stay. When you graduate high school, you become that. You can't help it. You know, it's a part of survival. You know, either you're defending yourself or you know how it is in the hood, man. So that's the street part, and then the mindset is us just changing the mindset of our people. You know, we got that the mindset of, you know, if somebody hit you, hit them back. You know. In the book, I talk about the Walmart mentality, where you got to move forward and keep going, just as Sam Walton did, to move on and become a global brand. Many of us, we don't allow our brands to grow because we're too busy getting our lick back, you know, whether it's on social media or in the real world. So I share those type of things in the book, and I'm excited to be the author of it.
Man, I'm excited for you. I can't wait to get this thing a go and read it. Can you talk about being in the Navy? Because it seems to me like I don't even hear about a lot of young black males enlisting and going. I don't know if I'm just out of the loop or the push isn't there, but I'm not hearing a lot. So what made you decide to want to go to the Navy?
I went to the Navy simply because I didn't have any other options. I hadn't been on any college tours. Nobody in my family, you know, graduated. I didn't have that example or any direction after high school. I got kicked out of Houston Independent School District, you know, so I knew I had to do something other than nothing and other than stay and other than what the people around me was doing. So I chose that option because, you know, it looked like the better option. It looked like I could go in and make more money than what I was making now. It looked like I could go and get those 3 meals a day. It looked like I could go and get brand new clothes that I didn't have over off Martin Luther King, you know, when I was in the hood. It just looked like a better opportunity and a great stepping stone, and it was. I try to tell everybody that you have decisions to make directly after high school in the Navy, the Air Force, or the better options. In the Marines and the Army, we know what you go through. You're eating a few extra MREs. You might get shot at, get a grenade thrown at you or something, but it's still sometimes better than just sticking around doing nothing. You still get a chance to better yourself. You come back, go to school for free. You know, it's just a lot of reasons and a lot of things that I think we're not really sharing in our neighborhoods because there's so many people battling it out, letting our kids know, like, this ain't no, the military ain't no place for no black man. You know, I ain't going to fight no white man's war, you know, those type of things. And we need to change that rhetoric because they've been using it as a stepping stone for years. And our people should use it too. Even right now, I'm receiving so many different benefits that I feel like my people should know about. I feel like our people should know about. I feel like Americans should know about. People that don't know the difference between the branches and the benefits that you get from serving, I think that everybody should know. And if we knew, we'd have more African Americans serving in all the armed forces.
Indeed. You listen to Access Houston, talking to author Marcus Bowers, who just wrote the book, The Martin Luther King Blvd. Road Street Mindset. It is available now everywhere books are sold. Can you talk to the kids about what you learned in the Navy, like in terms of life skills? Because, you know, the military teaches you a lot. Discipline, self-control, you know, how to assemble and disarm an AR.
Hey man, that's important.
You know,
especially
all
off
of
the
that.
K, that's important.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so talk about the life lessons that one gets from being in the military.
So man, I think the best lesson, because there's so many, but one that I just is on the tip of my tongue right now is, you know, the more you read, the more money you make. So when you graduate from these urban schools, you know, sometimes we make it through without studying. We might do our homework right before class starts sometime, you know. But then when you come from that high school or those environments and then you go straight to college, ain't none of that, you know, doing your homework same day type stuff. You really got to take things a little bit more seriously. And in life, the more you read, the more money you make. The people that are educated, that are always educating themselves continuously, are the ones that are ahead of the game. People that stop learning right after high school or stop learning after they cross the stage and get their degree, whether it's high school or college, they kind of get left behind. And so the more you read, the more money you make. That stems from being in the military, because the more exams you take, the more better exam grades you have, the more money you make. It's advancement. You're in competition with your peers. Everybody's taking the same exams. Everybody's getting the similar questions, and whoever get the best test scores is who advance and get the rank. When you get the rank, you get the money. The more you read, the more money you make. So in life, the more you study, the more you apply yourself, the more you read, the more money you make. And I mean, I'm always reading something.
Yeah, and you making that guap. My boy is in his bag for sure, especially with the sheets up here. But no, with the book, please pick this up. And I know that you said that you want to implement this into, you know, high school curriculum. Definitely. You know, so these young boys can have it. What is your hope that young men, or just people period, who read the book, what is your hope that they will take away from after reading Dr. Martin Luther King Blvd. Road Street Mindset?
I'm hoping that they get some direction after graduating. The goal in life is always to graduate. You know, they tell us, go to school so you can graduate, go to college so you can graduate, you know, finish up high school so you can graduate. But it's like, what do you do after you graduate? You know, nobody's really telling the kids what to do after they graduate. So even if you graduate in high school or college, sometimes you really don't know what to do. And so instead of graduating high school trying to figure it out, I want you to go figure it out and get paid trying to figure it out. You get paid while you figure it out. You know, get this money, travel the world, experience some things while you figuring it out, instead of trying to figure it out in the same environment that you grew up in. because it just changed your mindset. And again, that's where the book title comes from. Martin Luther King Blvd, Rose Street Mindset. I'm super excited about it. I feel like every kid in America, especially in the urban cities, should read it. It's going to open up their minds and let them know that you got real options after high school, and these are it. You know, these are the ones. It's not the only one, but it's definitely one of them, and I'm a living testimony of that.
Indeed, and I thank you for coming here to talk about the book. I thank you for writing the book. I cannot wait to read this. I'm actually, when you leave here, I'm going to log on to Amazon, go ahead and order it. Not unless you got a physical copy for sale, and I want to buy the book, Marcus. I'm not one of those that expect because I'm all about us. Like I am. Yeah, support Black business. Out.
I'm glad you brought that up. So what I ended up doing was so the pre-orders went on sale yesterday on April 4th. It was strategic. It was right around Dr. King's death day. Yeah. I spent some time in Memphis yesterday. That was pretty cool. Yeah. I flew out there to Memphis, Tennessee to be a part of history. Yeah. And so going there, I got a chance to travel to the National Civil Rights Museum, and I saw all the MLK, just the facts, just all the different things that I didn't know about, that pictures that I took, different things. Even when they was telling me not to take photos and videos, I still was, I can't help myself.
When I went, I got some too, bro.
and so the thing is, I want to be able to add those photos to the book as well, because I feel like we all learn differently. Some people learn reading, some people need to see it, some people need to hear it, some people need to be slapped in the face with it. So I want to make sure that everybody gets this knowledge in the book. So I will be adding some photos. So May 4th is the actual date that the book physically will be available. But right now you can pre-order it on Amazon.com.
That's what's up. So good. You just gave me the green light for me to play this conversation a couple of more times before the book comes out. Thank you, my G.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus Bowers, author, entrepreneur, philanthropist, all-around dope individual. Thank you for coming on the program. Make sure you get the book, Martin Luther King Blvd, Rose Street Mindset. It's available for pre-order now everywhere that books are sold, and it comes out on May the 4th, man.
Follow me on something.
Can't wait. Oh, yeah. Give your social.
Oh, okay, definitely. It's
social media, not social.
Social media. I'm not going to give up that social security, But my social media handle is at Marcus Bowers. That's at MarcusBowers on everything. That's at Marcus Bowers on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Black Planet, MySpace.
Black Planet,
boy, you might even find me on Tinder.
Goodbye, man. Good night, sir. Black Planet, MySpace. You is funny, bro. Marcus Bowers, man. I really appreciate this, bro. And on such a short notice for you to come up and talk about your book, man.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity, KG, man. You keep up the good work. Hey, and congratulations on winning the Dancing with the Houston Stars, man.
Thank you, bro.
That was awesome right there, man.
Thank you, my G.
Make sure you post on your IG that nice trophy that you got.
Yes.
Show the world.
I do need to do that. Yeah,
show the world.
Thank you, bro. And thank you for listening to Access Houston.